All right, joining us now on the Little Caesars Hot and Ready Hotline is a very special guest today. We're joined by Bo Overton, head coach of the Oklahoma City University Stars, who, they just pulled off their ninth school national championship in women's basketball. That's pretty good, Coach, wouldn't you say?
We got a great tradition, don't we? They just, players come there in every sport, and they just expect to win.
And they should, rightfully so. And congratulations. I got to ask, what's it feel like for you? Because I know you've been there for a couple of years now, and you didn't get it done last year, but you got it done this year. So what does it mean to you to reel in that national championship and bring it back home to Oklahoma City?
Well, I think the big thing is, none of these players, and of course myself, so those kids work every day, and every day in that gym they see those banners, and some of those players come around. But I think all year long they talked about, they wanted one for themselves, and they did everything they had to do, worked extremely hard, and I think things fell in place here at the end, and we had good players, and they made it happen. So now they've got one of their own.
Well, I got to ask, how much sleep did you get last night?
We're on the bus coming back. It's going to be 2 days of us on this bus, and I don't think a lot of people got a lot of sleep because they're going to sleep on the bus today. So, now we had a great time, and just to see the look on these players' faces, and we had a lot of fans and family up here at the games, and to see how happy they were. Just a great week.
No doubt about it, and I got to see Daniela Galindo's game winner. Of course, that was a big momentum booster for you guys early on in the tournament, then kind of working your way through to win the national championship. But I got to ask about Daniela Wallen, who was the MVP of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you played them both the entire game last night. Is it kind of one of those things where you're just first off, how great were they the entire tournament, and secondly, is it just one of those deals where you're trying to say, hey, we got to go completely all out on this thing, put it all out there, and let it go and see what happens?
Well, you're right. I think one of the things that helped us was it being a TV game. We had TV timeouts. We're not used to TV timeouts. We just, our games are quick. They go fast. And every 5 minutes, we had a 3-minute TV timeout. I didn't have enough to say for 3 minutes. At one time, I told Megan, our assistant, do we have a video to show these guys, or what can we do for 3 minutes? So, every 5 minutes, those guys had that rest, and I just felt like that, that they never got too tired to need to come out of the game. And I'm no dummy, when you got two great players like that, you got to keep them on that floor, and they were, just spectacular the whole week.
We're talking to Bo Overton, head coach of the Oklahoma City Women's University basketball team here on 107.7 The Franchise, 107.9 The Franchise in Tulsa. Coach, obviously you had a great season in terms of taking home a national championship, but you also won the Phyllis Holmes Division I Coach of the Year. What does that honor mean to you?
Well, it's great. I think it's if your team wins the tournament, they give you that trophy. So it's not like I did anything special or anything like that. I had great players. We had a great mix of players, veterans. We had a veteran team. We had players that were coming off the bench that were seniors. We had a freshman that started the game. So we had a great mix of players and talented kids that, we went 34-2. We won a lot of games, and they just continued to, get better and better as the year went on. And it's that same old thing, when you're playing good at the end, that's where you want to be. And that's what we were doing.
Coach, I looked through your history coaching, and I wanted to ask you this because I was kind of curious. You go overseas and coach for a little bit. I want to know what kind of impact that had on you, or how did it change you as a coach before you got to Oklahoma City and as you kind of got your feet wet here?
Well, I think something like that not only changes you as a coach, but as a person. I was in different cultures for 5 years. And, not only the basketball part, but just having to live over there and learn different cultures, just like anybody would. And so it doesn't change. It only changes you as a coach, but it changes you as a person, and in a good way, of course. And this thing, when this job came open 2 summers ago, been one of my things is always coaching Oklahoma, and I got to do that with Coach Cole at OU, and just to be able to the history that OCU has, it's just been a thrill and an honor, and just really looking forward to the next our next year's team's going to be good, and just continue forward to build this program the way we have, and keep having fun.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. Now that you've won this national championship, and I say get the monkey off the back, even though it's year number 2. How as a coach, how much do you actually start looking and projecting towards next season? Like how long do you sit there and enjoy the fact that you won this, or are you already thinking game 1 next year? How do we get this team back in the spot?
Well, it's been nice today to reflect a little bit, but Megan, my assistant, she's already flown to Lubbock to recruit. So we're losing some great players that we got to replace. And the good news is, we have some great players coming back also. But when you lose the player of the year in the country, the player of the year of the tournament, she was just one of the best I've ever been around. And and I'm talking about coaching overseas and WNBA and all that stuff. So we got to go find another one now.
Coach, congratulations. Be safe getting back. We really appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll see you very, very soon to celebrate that national championship.
All right, Dylan. Appreciate it, buddy.
No problem. Take care, Coach. Head Coach Bo Overton joining us here on 107.7 The Franchise, 107.9 The Franchise in Tulsa. The head coach of the Oklahoma City University Women's Stars basketball team. They won their 9th national championship last night with a 73-66 win over Lewis and Clark. So that's a big-time win for them. Congratulations to that program and everybody involved at Oklahoma City University. I know Jim Abbott does a great job over there and has been more than awesome with me doing some stories I've done on some of their players over the years, and same with Rich Tortorelli. So the great folks over there, congratulations.